topic of today's lecture, it's particularly relevant in the current global context. The Paris Agreement finally delivered a compromise from countries to cooperate in dealing with climate change, including limits to greenhouse emissions.
In terms of research, he's been working a lot, mostly focusing on the cost and benefits of environmental quality.
So I'm going to talk about what I like to refer to as the global energy challenge. The way I think of it is that the global energy challenge you think of it as a stool that has three legs. So the first leg of the stool is how do we make sure we have access to inexpensive and reliable energy that's so critical for growth. The second leg of the stool is how the consumption and production of energy often involves what economists like to call externalities. In this picture, it's very clear that that's air pollution. And the third leg of the stool, as I like to think about it, it's not actually visible, but you know it's there, which is that the same fossil fuels that are producing all that air pollution are also releasing carbon dioxide. And that carbon dioxide is increasing the risks of disruptive climate change. In this talk, I'm going to try and give you some facts that I think are true about the global energy challenge, and then also some solutions. If we want people to enjoy the kinds of living standards that prevail in the United States and Europe, there is no example of getting there without high levels of energy consumption. Fossil fuels are kind of incredible in the sense that they're able to produce a lot of energy at a very low cost. The economics in the power sector and the economics in the transport sector are pushing towards continued reliance on fossil fuels, and that's why the IEA has the projections they do. I would argue that air pollution is the single most important current environmental threat that humanity faces. It really degrades lives and makes them sicker and shorter all over the planet. If we want to avoid disruptive climate change, even if we have these stark differences in energy consumption currently, one way or another, it will have to run through lower greenhouse gas emissions from India and China, which, as I hope I've illustrated, means more expensive energy. So I think there are three solutions that are easy to describe and maybe not so easy to do. One obvious thing to do is to price carbon emissions, and then also, of course, price the local air pollution. The second thing that is obvious to do is to invest in innovation. And so there's a central role for government in investing in R&D. So the third thing is we can use evidence to design policies that are better at achieving our various goals.